Check out what came in the mail. It's P-Bars by Fit. That's F-I-T with an exclamation mark. And I'm super excited to try these out because I've been working out with these plastic pipes. They're plumbing PVC pipes. And I've been working out with them for the past couple years. But unfortunately, they're coming apart. And the guys at Fit obviously thought I needed an upgrade, so they sent these over for me to try out. Now, I haven't seen these yet, I haven't opened them, I haven't tried them, but I looked them up online and I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed by the pictures and the description. The design looks so sick, but the thing that's most attractive is the portability. I mean, walking around with these is just inconvenient. You know, they're so bulky and clunky, and I'll hit door frames, and fortunately I haven't hit my baby yet, but these are compact. They fit in this box, so I'm hoping for the best. I hope I really like these because if they are as portable, as strong, and as convenient as they say, it's going to be a game changer for me personally, and I'm excited to try these out. So, my name is Eduardo, and today's video is an unboxing video, and then I'll do a little test at the end and see if these are, you know, what they're all about. So, let's get started. All right, let's do it. So, I have one shot, and I'm gonna try to see if I can keep this camera rolling. Also, it's supposed to be super easy to set this up, so I hope I don't embarrass myself. We'll see what happens. So everything's wrapped in bubble wrap. Alright, so lube, pins, extra rubber band, the bars, and the legs. Now, you'll see in just a second, but I thought the legs looked really skinny, which is a good thing for the portability of it, but I was really surprised by the weight limit that they are boasting, I guess. They're saying that this can handle 350 pounds, which is fantastic. You know, when I made my video on how to build the DIY Parallettes, that was the #1 question people were asking me, was how much weight it could handle. And honestly, when you build something yourself, I don't know if you want to test that max. Fortunately, I never had to, but for whatever instance I need 350 pounds on this, on these bad boys, then hopefully I'll be okay. Alright, so obviously these longer ones are the handles, and they have the end caps with the pins, pretty self-explanatory, thankfully. Alright, let's see. So I did see the tutorial online anyway ahead of time, so it's not like I'm unprepared, but so far it looks pretty easy. Alright, so there are holes right on the end caps and as well as the handles, and you pretty much just line up the holes, you put in the pins just like you would with the squat rack or anything else that requires connecting stuff. Alright, super simple. Let's do the next one here. Man, I should have timed myself actually putting these legs together with all the pieces open. I'm sure it's not that long. And I'm sure the end caps will actually always stay on there. Actually, I'm not sure of that, but I'm assuming. Now these actually, just looking at them from the legs, I can tell that they're a bit shorter. so they're not going to be as bulky as my PVC ones too. Excellent. So one side is a little bit less thick than the other side, so that part just kind of pops right in. So I'm gonna have to look at it. It didn't come with any instruction manual or anything, so I don't know if you're supposed to screw them in or they just pop in, but they seem pretty secure in here right now. So that's good. I can't really pull them out if I try with little effort. Boom, one done. Oh, you know what? So you want to look out for that too for these end caps. You want to make sure that the holes are facing the right way. So just easily flip it over. Boom. 50-50 chance, and I blew it. That is it. That's awesome. That is extremely easy. I like that. All right, so, ooh, all right. Good one to know. So the legs just came out. So we either gotta screw them in. Yeah, so when you screw them in, they're tighter. Trying to see what is in here. So there's plenty of room, so these can go pretty far in. All right, double check. Boom. All right. So when I look at Parallettes, the biggest thing is range of motion, because the reason you want Parallettes is to come off the floor a little bit to have exercises done with your full range of motion. You don't want to cut it short. For example, with a push-up on the floor, you only get a certain amount, whereas with Parallettes, you can go a little bit deeper. So that's the benefit of that. Now, another thing you want to look out for is wobbliness. So they're a little wobbly, so let's screw them in a little bit. I don't know if it's actually doing anything or not, but we will see. A little bit. Maybe they just need to get in a bit more. But the design looks really good. It's a bit shaky, not the worst thing in the world. I'm gonna try it out in a workout and see if they will hold up. I'm willing to risk myself for you guys in this video. Now, I love the setup of it, and overall just being able to move around with them. The texture is really nice. It's not charcoaly like a weight plate. It's just like a smooth finish, semi-gloss. It looks really nice. The look of it is awesome. Portability, easy. Now, yep, so easy pop in and pop out, which is really nice. Just from looking at them, they are shorter than the ones I made, which is both a good thing and a bad thing, right? A good thing because it makes it a little bit more portable, but a bad thing because I can't get as deep with certain exercises like the tuck planche. So that is about a normal range of motion, but I like to get just a bit deeper. But overall, that was solid. Once I put some weight on it, it didn't move. Nice. Yeah, so no movement at all. So the initial setup here without weight is a bit wobbly, but once you put your weight down, it's not going anywhere. All right, so here's a little comparison between the Parallettes that I own and the middle fit one that I now own. And before I was using this guy here because it was taller and you get a lot more range of motion out of it. Now the problem is they were falling apart and they're not that pretty and they're extremely bulky, they're hard to move around. I'll never take these anywhere. It's so inconvenient. You know, just imagine riding your bike or walking around with a huge thing like this. It's just not a fun time, okay? But next you have here, a bit shorter, but way more practical in regards to portability, and the design itself just looks awesome. Now, I also have the wooden ones that are extremely small. I never use these at all. I don't see a benefit in using Parallettes this small unless you have wrist issues and you need to change the angle and direction of your wrist to bear load differently versus just being flat on the floor. But same thing, like these aren't portable. They're much better than these, but again, I'm never gonna really use these unless I somehow end up with a wrist injury that just overall makes it feel better to have more of a neutral grip. So now let's see what they're like in real time. I'm gonna start off with a handstand push-up and give it a shot. Hopefully these don't break on me, we'll see. They feel good, and the range of motion actually wasn't that bad for me personally. If you're a little taller, it might affect you, it might not, but that's actually the range of motion that was absolutely perfect. If you can tell from that angle, I got the side angle on purpose because I wanted to see where I placed my head normally. It was like an inch away. That's actually extremely perfect for I can get that little bit of extra push to aim for now after a good warm-up. That's actually a really good height for me. If I wanted to take that a bit further, I wouldn't even use Parallettes. I'd actually use rings and do handstand push-ups on rings with a little bit more control to turn them out. So for me personally, I'm 5'6", 150 pounds. These are an excellent, excellent height. Now, the movement of it did not move at all, which is a little deceiving because you can see I'm shaking it here a little bit, but once there's weight on it, there's no issue at all. These can take 350 pounds. I'm 150 and that was enough weight to control it. That was awesome. I was a little nervous, I'm not gonna lie, but that was smooth. I felt more comfortable on these than I did with the PVC pipe. The PVC pipes do move a tiny bit, but this overall looked or felt really, really good, which is so funny because there's a little shake here in movement. It looks awesome. So let's do like some straight arm work that might change the angle of the load a little bit. So let's do a press handstand. See if I can do that immediately right after this. Oh yeah, smooth, real smooth. That's awesome. So I wanted to do those inverted ones first because the inversions are always the most dangerous. If you fall from being inverted, that's gonna hurt a lot more than falling from like an L-sit or push-up or something like that. So that's a good rule of thumb for your workouts. Always do the most dangerous stuff first when you're fresh, versus when you're fatigued, you could do the slightly more dangerous stuff afterwards. Awesome. Whew. All right, I'm gonna take a little breather real quick and try and do maybe some easier stuff. Maybe I'll do a couple static holds, planche, L-sit, not a real planche, probably just do a tuck or advanced tuck. And just play around with it right now. I think maybe a little flow might be fun. I mean, let's test these out without actually just putting additional weight on it. Let's see what these bad boys can do. All right, that was smooth. If I switch directions with my parallettes that are made out of PVC pipes, they would naturally shift a little bit. There was no movement on that. Probably because there's a couple little grips here that are like gel-like and they'll stick to the floor. And the additional weight coming down on them didn't affect any sideways rotation or movement or anything like that. It's hot in this garage. If you guys didn't know, I work out in my garage. This is my home gym, and I have all of my equipment here. And this is an important part of my home gym. Parallettes are the nice in-between from doing something on the floor and doing something on rings, because rings sort of amplifies pushing strength because of the added stability. But this is a good way to test your range of motion and get you to do something a bit harder versus on the floor. And it opens up a lot more hand balancing as well. For example, being able to do pike pulls is much smoother, a lot more fun than on the floor, because that's extremely difficult. I mean, I only know a good handful of people that can do something like that, and that's because they can do over splits, which is basically a split, but with their legs even further up rather than just the floor. That kind of compression is insane, and this is a nice way to improve that or work on it without having to be in the circus. You could do transitions like I just showed you from back and forth and flow exercises together. I love me some parallettes, and these get the job done. I'm actually very, very impressed with them. Holy crap, I'm still sweating. In conclusion, these are really nice. They're the real deal. And I left a really cool part out for last, and that's the portability aspect of it. So these pins that connect the end caps, you take that off, and you take the end cap off, and inside here is completely hollow. So when you take the legs off, you put them in, and what I realized is that you put one in at a time. You put the fat side in first, and then the skinny side next. This end cap catches everything. And now you store everything inside. So now when you travel and you put something in your backpack, all you have is two of these instead of two of these. Can you imagine that? That's why I never take those anywhere. But now I can take these everywhere. I am a big fan of these. Not a lot of cons. The only con, I guess, would be that I don't know, the range of motion is not as tall, but as you saw, it wasn't a big deal for me. So, I mean, I can't really think of any other cons to this. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's strong. If it holds my weight really good. If it actually does what it says that it can hold up to 350 pounds, which is insane. But it is what it is. Alright guys, well you heard it, you saw it. I'm a big fan. I encourage you guys to try it out if you're in the market for a set of Parallettes. I think you'll be very happy with this purchase. Now, if you're super interested, I can provide you with a link in the description below. However, I want to let you know that I will receive a commission from that, so if you want to support me, go ahead and take a look at that link and look at the description. You know, just because you saw it here doesn't mean that it might be a perfect fit for you. Check out everything that they say, look at the videos and demonstrations. Lots of people have tried them out and they all have good things to say. I'm really happy I like them because now I have a really nice set and I can take them anywhere I want. So if you guys like this content, please hit the like button, subscribe, and I don't plan on doing a lot more unboxing / product reviews. It just so happened that a couple companies reached out kind of in the same time, and they were companies that I wanted to try their product. I have people reaching out to me quite a bit, but the product isn't the right fit, and so I won't make a video on that because I want to be honest and genuine. So that's it. That's all I got, folks. Until next time.